friends too.
This is Bleachbangs Radio, and I am sitting in with Joe, the lead vocalist from a Dallas-based band called Jibe. What's going on, Joe?
Man, just living and loving here today in Los Angeles, getting ready to head into Dallas for some rehearsals this week.
Nice. So you're living in Los Angeles right now?
I do. I've lived here for about 12, 13, 14 years.
Oh, wow. And is the rest of the band down in Dallas?
Yeah, everybody's in Dallas with the exception of Ben. He lives in Austin, so everybody's in Texas except for me.
How does that make it? Getting
it makes
everything
it really
together.
Really expensive from my part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Lots of files being. Do you guys send files back and forth?
Yeah, that's how we made the record. Toby sent me riffs, and then I arranged them, put things together, and wrote lyrics and melodies, and then he bounced them over to him, and he added ideas, and that's how we made the record and got into the room and jammed them out in the studio in Austin. And as far as working together, it's a long distance relationship, but I do spend a lot of time in Dallas.
I was listening to some of your guys' older stuff, and I'm like, I'm not going to lie to you. You guys are new to me, and you guys are freaking amazing.
Oh, thanks, brother.
I mean, if I would have known about you guys, I would have been making trips to Dallas all the time back then.
Love it. I love it, man.
Live in Oklahoma City, so I mean, it's not not a horrible jump to go down there. Yeah. So yeah,
no, we've been to Oak City many times. We used to do Cat Fest there.
Oh, yeah.
Played many venues there over the years for sure. And we'll be back again. We're coming back. So.
Oh, good stuff. Because we not only do we do interviews and reviews, we do concert photography, and we do it all. So let us know when you're down here, man, because we will definitely hook you up.
You can count on that for sure, brother.
All right. So give us a little bit of background into the band.
We started in 94 and put the band together. I had an idea to bring like 4 different people from 4 different complete spaces in the universe together that made no sense and find that common ground. And put everybody in a van, and we just started touring the universe and started making records and spent about 9 years doing that, building up one fan at a time. Sometimes we'd go around and play for one guy who's asleep at the soundboard. Sometimes there'd be 1,000 people. You just never know. So yeah, over 9 years, just under 10 years, we had built up a pretty good following and played, a couple thousand shows and really become this unstoppable unit that has this kinetic energy that just congeals in the center. And, started to get some songs on the radio and have some success, but, we were out of control at the time, and lifestyles are catching up, and we were believing our own hype and jumping off buildings and getting crazy, and kind of ended up pulling us apart, but we're back together now. That's the best part, man.
Awesome. So you guys went through a little bit of a hiatus after 2004. Where do you think the band would be right now if you guys didn't take that break?
It's crazy. That's a good question. I think that we would have been doing either really, really well, as a unit and an entity and reaching a lot of the masses across the universe, or, one of us would be dead. So
right.
it's kind of the way things were going towards the end there, I was pretty much spinning the buffet roulette wheel of doom. So you never know what could have been around the corner. We were having a lot of great times live, but the in-betweens were hard to keep together,
Nice. Yeah, I can see that, man. I can see a lot of bands do that too. Your new album that you just put out, when was that released? June 9th.
June 9th, last Friday.
Yes, Epic Tales of Human Nature. I just love it. I just love it. And
awesome.
You've taken Matt from Blue October and Toby Wright to engineer and produce it, and it sounds fucking amazing, dude.
Thank you so much.
I mean, like I said, I was listening to your older stuff, but this is different. This is different. This just seems more grown up. Is that how you guys feel now?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I mean, evolution has definitely taken hold, and I mean, the experience that we've all had individually since we've broken apart. I mean, I personally have worked on a ton of records, and I worked with a ton of like major artists out here in LA. They're all my friends out here, and I've been on a lot of different scenarios that I've learned really how to master the craft, or not master the craft per se, but I'm honing the craft of being a recording artist, as opposed to back in the day, man, we would just take as much as we could and dive off the edge of the universe and congeal in the center, you know, and be this out of control live entity. And I don't think we ever really fully 100% captured that studio. You know, that was the thing. It's like we had the live thing down pat, you know, we were out of control and really touching all those great movements live. But the studio really, I feel, came to fruition on this record 100%, where we just really, and it was written as a studio album as opposed to being out live playing every night. This was written from a place that was more of an incubated place. You know, we were incubating and a little insular as individuals, and we pulled together and pulled out of those holes together and came and found the center ground together. And I think that's what made this record strong. Plus working with Matt. Matt is a big fan of the band, and we used to tour with Blue October, and we didn't know he was a fan, but found out he was a fan, and he kind of reeled us in to be the producer of this record. We were actually going to work with someone else, and he pulled us away.
Oh, that is awesome.
And we went down and worked with him, and he really helped us be ourselves, but he also helped take us to another level studio wise that we hadn't been to yet.
Very cool. So do you guys have like a special songwriting recipe that you guys follow?
There's no recipe, man. It's different every time. You know, when the four of us get into a room, I mean, stuff, you know, a song will be done. It'll just happen. It'll fall out of the universe. We just had this thing when the four of us get together, walls start to shake and things start to deconstruct and songs start to form. And then at the same time, Toby and I have we're really, you know, intertwined. You know, it's like sex without, it's like love without the sex. You know what I'm saying? It's like making love without the actual physical sex. We have a connection that's kind of indescribable. And when I hear his guitar, the way he touches, the way he emotes in his guitar, it pulls things out of me. I don't have to think about it. Like the pen or pencil actually moves itself. And that's how a lot of these new songs came together. Is I just had him send me riffs. And the song "The Waiting," for example, was the first song that I wrote that he sent me. It was electric guitar riff actually, and he had a couple riffs, and he sent it to me, and I kind of did a little arrangement on it, and then wrote the song. And then that song actually wasn't going to make the record, but as we got into this record, we had 10 songs initially, and I was like, man, I really want to make this into a concept. It just felt like a conceptual piece, so that's when we added the instrumental pieces. I did those here in LA, and the Waiting, we went into Dallas and we actually recorded acoustic. I had Toby recorded just exactly what he played on electric, but on acoustic, and the marriage between the acoustic and the voice, I left the voice exactly the same. I didn't treat the voice in any. That's the original demo that I cut, the vocals from Waiting. So that's the thing that Toby and I have. And then there's a band thing that we all have, you know, and then sometimes people bring in ideas. There's no formula for this band. It just happens kind of like a Monday through Sunday. It's different every day, you know?
Right. Well, that's cool. That's awesome. So what went into choosing the video that you guys have? What is the name of that? We've Only Just Begun.
Yep. That's basically based off of when I was apart from the band, I had reoccurring dreams, aka nightmares, about, in my dreams, I'd always hear the band off in the distance playing, and I could never quite get to them. And it'd be like I'd be in a fairgrounds, and I'd be going up and under the cattle troughs, and I'd think I'd be getting closer, but I'd be getting further away. So I could never get to the band ever. So we kind of, you know, and I got back to the band now, and it's better than ever. So we wanted to kind of tell, the whole thing about this record is there's a lot of clues to the story of how we came up, how we rose up to a great position, and then we walked away and lost our power, and now we found it, and it's stronger and more pure and organic than it's ever been, and real and righteous. And we wanted to kind of, that's what we're doing with the videos, as well as telling the story, as well as the songs on the record. Yeah. And this video really tells the story of how I got lost, and I had to go through hell and back to get back to the band, but I finally got back. Yeah,
it's really good. It's really good.
Thanks, man.
What is your favorite song to perform live?
Yeah, you know what? It changes. It changes, man. It's crazy. Our crowds are so reciprocate. They reciprocate everything so well that it depends on the energy of everything in that night. Which song?
That's cool.
Same thing with this record. I mean, there's songs like really delicate songs, like a song like River, when we play and the whole crowd's singing along, and it's very emotional and very passionate. And then there's songs like, a song off, let's say, In My Head, Underwater Life. When we play Underwater Life, the whole place explodes, you know, and I'm off in the crowd, and it feels like the end of the universe, you know, like we could all die at any time. So we've never had the same show twice, ever, and we never will. We don't script things. We have a production now, in a sense, but we still leave that openness for that.
I really dig that, because that's,
no backing tracks, no dancers, none of that. Just four guys getting on a stage with, you know, however many people in the room and just tapping into the moment and just seeing what happens.
Right on.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I really dig that, because there's been so many times that you go to see one of your favorite bands and it could be a year later and they put on the exact same show, say the exact same thing in between the songs, and you're like, this is kind of a letdown. And just like what you said, you feed off the crowd and they kind of sway you which direction to go, and that's really cool.
Yeah, that's been one of my favorite things about this band is, you know, that's why I got so you know, that's why I took the synthetic route, if you will, of trying to convince my mind on how to get from this reality to that reality live on stage. Because every night for the band is, there were times most of the time when I didn't know if I was going to live or die. You know what I'm saying? So it's that intense of a scenario.
Wow.
Now that we're putting together a documentary, I'm seeing the footage of some of the things I put myself through. I understand now, and that's you know, as you get older and you grow and you evolve, you figure out how to work with what you've got and you make the best of it, and you don't have to kill yourself fully. You know, you're still tapping into the same energies, and that's what this band is. This band hasn't really changed, it's just kind of evolved. It feels like it picked up where it left off, and I feel really, really thankful for that. I'm very thankful for just how everything's come together. We never expected it to be like this, and it's a beautiful thing.
That's awesome. So do you guys have any pre-show rituals or superstitions that you do before a show?
You know, it's funny. We don't really have. Back in the day, it used to be just get as out of our minds as we can. To be quite honest, every night. I mean, it was like a ritual. That was the ritual. Now it's. I don't know what it is, because we've only played a handful of shows and we haven't started touring yet, so it's still unfolding. I think we're going to find new things, and I think we are finding new things. It's really about connecting with each other. We have been like hugging each other and like doing like a powwow before the shows, which we didn't really do before, you know, and we're connecting more, which pulls us into the center together. And I'm finding it's working rather well, and I really feel like something's going to unfold as we get on tour and start playing night to night. You never know what's going to happen then. We're going to probably all new rituals are going to unfold then, for sure.
Cool. That's awesome. And those are really good rituals. I mean, kind of like one of those family moments of let's just give them hell, guys.
And that's exactly what it is. That's 100% what it is.
That's awesome. So what are the band's immediate plans? Tell us what your tours look like. What's happening in your guys' camp right now?
Right now, you know, we're looking at putting together some tours right now where there's a lot of talk going on. I don't have anything specific. We've got we obviously have the CD release show coming up on the 8th, which is going to be a pretty big deal, pretty big production. We've already moved 1,000 tickets or so.
Oh,
we've got
nice.
A lot of cool support acts, really great bands. The singer from Drowning Pool's new band, Murder the Names, on it. Blacktop Mojo, who's been getting active radio. They're doing really well. And a couple of locals, Royal Sons and Chroma. And then we've got some of our really good friends in a band called Blue October. A couple of those guys are going to come up and play a couple songs because they're on the record.
I love them, man.
And then there was a band in Dallas that was called Slow Roosevelt back when we were together, and they were a really great, really heavy-duty band. We've got the singer Pete's coming up, and he's going to guest with us as well. So it's going to be a really fun night. So we're starting that off, and then we're looking at maybe going out and doing some regional touring and taking maybe a little package with us of friends or something. You know, we've been kind of bouncing those ideas around. So lots of touring. The documentary is going to be wrapping up. We're still filming, but it's going to be wrapping up here in the next couple of months, and then we'll be editing. I'll be going up to Dallas to edit that and get that out, because that's some of the footage that I've seen that I didn't know about, like, because I was out of my mind. Like diving off a speaker stack that's 20 feet in the air and hitting the crowd and being knocked out, and then seeing the crowd carry your lifeless body onto the stage, and security calls carries me off. I'm like, what the fuck? When was that? You know what I'm saying? I have no recollection of that. It's crazy shit. So.
That's good.
So yeah, I'm interested to see the footage as well, because we've been collecting all this crazy footage. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming. Now that we're back, our whole manifesto or motto back in the day was get in the van and go. You know what I'm saying? And don't stop. So we're getting our feet wet again, and I'm really trying to make sure everything's done right so that we have a longevity this time, and so nothing takes us down except us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's awesome. And we're trying to. I love Blacktop Mojo as well, and when we saw that you guys were with them, and I'm like, oh, we've got to get down to Dallas. So we're definitely going to try to see what we can do to get down there, because this sounds amazing and it sounds like a great time. And I really want to.
You got to get down. Come down, and we'll get you hooked up with the press passes and stuff, so you can get in the fucking all the good spots. And we'll get you tickets. We'll get you whatever you need.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be so cool. So where can they get the album? All the music outlets, correct?
Well, right now, I'm going to be honest with you. We haven't let it go out into the world yet.
Oh.
We only have it coming right through our bandware.com is where all our merch is exclusively at, which you can find on our website, jibeband.com, or Facebook or any of those outlets. It's going to be coming in the next phase here very shortly, and it'll be available everywhere, iTunes. But I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something a little more reserved this time. I'm trying to keep. There's a lot of reasons for it. It's not really important why. I just wanted it to come. We want it to come out selectively and then slowly release it out, because we've got a long-term plan with this, and we're not trying to get it out and get it all over Spotify right now and all over the the free sites and stuff, which I totally support. I'm not against any of that. I believe that if one of the best things that could ever happen to me, that would be like, oh, I feel so, it would be some kid coming up and holding a gun in my head. Give me your music, I'll kill you. I gotta have your music. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So,
I do. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. So
that's awesome. Well, Joe, thank you so much, and I'm really excited to see what happens for you guys, because you've definitely got the momentum, you've definitely got the sound, you've definitely got the plan ahead of you. So I cannot wait to see what happens for you.
I appreciate those kind words, man. Thank you so much. It means the world, and we're just we're building a family one friend at a time. So we got a long road ahead of us, man. Lots to do, and I'm excited to have people like you on board.
We're definitely on board, and I hope we get to see you in Dallas. So go out there, kill them, and just be what you should be, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And if you want to come down, just let us know, and we'll get you hooked up for that show.
No problem. Thank you so much, Joe.
Take care, brother. You have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.